Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Baron here, and yes, I'm playing World of Tanks, and I'm driving my T28. Driving the T28 because I want to grind up to the KV1 to kind of experiment with what it would be like to drive a pretty good heavy tank in World of Tanks. Now, I know a lot of you are here for War Thunder, and a lot of you are excited for War Thunder tanks, but I think it's safe to say that the majority of us have our World of Tanks accounts. Probably a few of us haven't touched them in a while. Some of us still play it, and I think if you're like me, you've kind of actually opened up World of Tanks recently because you're really looking forward to War Thunder tanks. So I've been playing it because I'm preparing for tanks, P4T. It's kind of a funny little acronym I've been throwing around a lot lately because I'm just so excited, and I'm so excited for it that I'm literally grinding up aircraft. If you saw my video from yesterday called Prepare for Tanks, where I flew my Stuka, and I actually, as it was pointed out later, I left my landing flaps on the whole time. I was just so excited, I guess, and mix of a little bit of noobishness with it, because I never fly it, and that's the thing. That's why you got to prepare. Fly planes that you never really fly, so you're aware of, hey, I know this thing's slow, but it's not this slow. I must be leaving my landing flaps down. But this map that we're on right now in my T28, and it goes up to tier 5s, and if you've driven this thing, it can be kind of frustrating because it's got like no armor at all, basically. And basically what I'm trying to do is just shoot and scoot, kind of keep moving, because I've been one-shotted in this bad boy so many times. A cool feature about the T28 though is it's multi-turreted. It's got, right now I believe I have my 57mm gun, and I made this nice rookie mistake of jumping over that sand dune, saying hi to the AT2, and then finally chopping over some trees and rocks, and then finally being like, holy crap, I almost died right there. But I have 2 machine gun turrets, which you can't use, and then if you look very closely, on the rear part of the turret you have that machine gun. Now, War Thunder Tanks has been advertised as kind of, you should be able to use your machine guns, right? You're hull mounted. You have a lot of weapon systems. You have multiple weapon systems on a normal single turret tank. And then you have the addition we've seen in the tech trees. On the Russian tech tree, for example, you have the T28, which I'm playing right now, and the T35. Now, the T28 is multiple turreted, but it really just has a bunch of machine guns. You know, 2 of those turrets are just machine gun turrets. And I'm not entirely sure if they even rotate. But, no, I'm not too familiar with the, machine gun turrets on most of these multi-turreted tanks. The T35, however, has one 76mm gun and 2 45mm guns. That's pretty cool. You kind of have your 76mm gun that's more or less, your high explosive round one, and then you have your 45mm guns that are more for dealing with other tanks. So it's going to be fun to see how turreted tanks play out in War Thunder tanks, where most of us are predicting that at some point, I'm not sure at launch, we will be able to use those other turrets. And if you think about kind of weapon systems right now, when you're flying a bomber, you kind of have to shift around to another view to use your gunners, as opposed to like when you're flying it. I'm not sure, but I mean, in a way, that system's already in place right now. But going back to this game, the T28's fun because, I mean, not super fun. With this 57mm gun, I kind of have a sniper barrel of sorts, and I have good mobility and good maneuverability, good traverse rate and all that stuff, but not a very good spot to have aimed on that guy, given he was angled and I was hitting at a sloped part while he was being angled. Things you need to learn. Prepare for tanks, my friends, and that is why I've opened up World of Tanks. I've actually played a number of games. I'm still rather novice at the game. I think I have less than 100 games under my belt. I've been picking that up lately, though. And there's just so many things that are going to be fun to basically take into account when you're driving tanks. I'm excited to see how multiple turrets play out. I'm also excited to see the use of machine guns, coaxial, hull-mounted machine guns, and then I don't even know if they will be able to incorporate them, or they wouldn't really need to. But you know, right, you look at the back of the turret on this T-20, that machine gun on the back, you don't really need it. At some point it would be a cool feature just to have, especially if there's lighter targets, infantry, armored cars, stuff like that. The game is in development, so if you make a case for something, I would love to see armored cars. I would love to see flame tanks, stuff like that. It's going to be fun to see. Like right now we're on a desert map. The difference in maps, you're going to have urban centers like Berlin, Stalingrad, stuff like that. Then you're going to have these big open battles like I would imagine Kursk, and then the battles in the desert with the Africa Corps. It's going to be a lot of fun. But the level of detail is pretty good. That's another thing. This game's been out for 2 years. It's decent, but you think they would have made some substantial changes in those 2 years. Anyway, I did rather well with the T-28. I actually got 5 kills, which is the most I've ever done personally in my inexperience the other day. Let me know how to get access to my replays. I haven't really done that yet. Anyway, I'm Baron. Thanks for watching. The tank variant of the Schwach 20mm Russian cannon, which was often placed on the T-38 and the T-60. And now we have the 7.5 centimeter KWK-40,